All right, so today we're talking about finding the volume of different types of shapes. So remember that volume is base times height. Now the base is, we're talking about the area of the base of the objects. So some formulas are a little different, but I've built those in throughout the video, so hopefully this helps. This is supposed to help with all the different lessons that are pertaining to volume, and don't forget that your volume, your units are always cubed, okay? Because we're working with 3D shapes. Now volume, remember, is kind of like how much water can fit inside an object. So we're talking about a three-dimensional unit measurement, okay? So we're gonna kind of go through these little by little. We're gonna work through them nice and slow. If you have any questions, please don't forget to come for tutoring, okay? So again, we're talking about the base, which is the area of the base. So the base in this situation is this square, okay? So we're gonna do length times width times the height. So when we're talking about volume, we're gonna have the length, the width, and the height. So we're just gonna do 7 times 4 times 11, okay? Now 7 times 4 times 11 is 308, and we're gonna put feet cubed. And that is our answer for the first part. Let's go to the second one. Now this is called a triangular prism because the base right here is a triangle. Now a prism, again, is kind of like when you have the same base on both the top and the bottom, and it's just kind of like an elevated shape, okay? So again, we're talking about volume equals base times height. Now the base again for this is a triangle. So when we're talking about the area of a triangle, we're talking about the base times the height divided by 2 times the height of the actual pyramid, or not the pyramid, I'm sorry, the prism. So when we're working with this, we're talking about the base being 8 and the height of the triangle being 5, or 5 and 8. It can go vice versa. And then the height of the actual pyramid is going to be 4. So when we substitute this in, we're talking about the base of 5 times the height of 8. That's going to be divided by 2. And then we're going to multiply that entire thing by 4. Okay? So we know 5 times 8 is 40. Divided by 2 is 20. And 20 times 4 is 80 inches cubed. Okay, any questions? Don't forget to mark this number and we can come back to it and go over it. All right, so this is considered a cylinder. So the base of this one is going to be a circle. So we have to think of the area of a circle, the formula for the area of the circle. Now when we're talking about this, we have a little saying that I like to use. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Area equals pi r squared. Okay, where r is your radius. And remember, your radius is from the center to the edge point. So if you were to get a line that looked like this all the way across, that's considered your diameter. So remember, your radius is just this half line from the center to the edge of the circle. Okay, so here we go. Volume equals pi r squared times height. Pi, remember, is 3.14. Ooh, be nice if I could write it neat for you all. Your radius is 10, so we're doing 10 squared. And our height of the actual cylinder is 5. Okay, so remember when you're doing these, you're doing PEMDAS. Sorry, if you might need to sneeze. Nope. Okay. So remember when you're doing PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents first. So we're at 3.14. This is going to be 100 because 10 times 10 is 100. Okay. And 3.14 times 100 is 314 times 5. And 314 times 5 is going to give us an answer of 1,570 centimeters cubed. Okay, questions so far? Hopefully none. Hopefully this is pretty straightforward. it is just a lot of formulas. So if you want to use this video on your quiz next week or on your worksheets this week, please feel free, okay? No harm in knowing the formulas and using them when I give them to you. Now this is a cone, so it is a little different. We're going to say it's 1/3 the base times height, because if we're talking about a cylinder, there are technically 3 cones, if they have the same area of the base, that can fit inside a cylinder. So when we're talking about a formula for the volume of a cylinder or volume of a cone, we're going to be dividing it by 3. Okay, so remember, we are still talking about B is the area of the base. So technically we get, because the base is a circle, pi r squared divided by 3 times our height. Okay, well, I guess you can put that if you would like. Okay, here we go. So 3.14. My radius, so this is our diameter. So our radius is half of this, and half of 4 is 2. Now height is going to be 4.5. It's all divided by 3. Okay, so I'm going to kind of scooch over like this because we're losing a little bit of room. 3.14 times 4 is 4.5. I'm just going to go ahead and plug all of this into my calculator real quick. So bear with. I can type neatly. No. 56.52 divided by 3. The volume for this is 18.84 inches cubed. Okay, so again, I just did 3.14 times 4 times 4.5, and I got 56.52, and then I divided it by 3 and got 18.84 inches cubed. So remember, you have to put your units when you're talking about this as well, because this kind of, again, shows, are you looking for the area, are you looking for the volume, are you looking for surface area? So make sure you are being precise with that. All right, so the next shape is a sphere. So again, we're talking about the volume of a sphere. It is a little different. The formula is 4/3 pi r cubed, so it's a little different than what we've been working with. So please be careful with this. Okay, 3.14. And again, they give us a radius of 4 cubed. Okay, any questions so far? Please make sure you're asking. Okay, so I'm going to get the volume is equal to 4 times 3.14 times 64, because 4 cubed is 64, divided by 3. I'm just going to plug this into my calculator straight across. So 4 times 3.14 times 64 is equal to 803.84, and that entire thing divided by 3 is equal to 267.946 feet cubed. Could you have rounded that and made it 0.95? Yeah, sure. Could you have rounded it up to 268? That's fine too. Really, again, just depends on what I say to do on like your little quiz for next week. So whether it says round to the nearest whole number, or round to the nearest tenth, round to the nearest hundredth, make sure you're reading your directions for next week. Okay, and then last is what we call a pyramid. A pyramid is a little different than a prism. So prism just kind of looks more boxy, as where a pyramid comes to a point up at the top. So this formula as well is a little different. We're still dividing by 1/3 because again it comes to a point. So it's a little different than just a regular prism. Be very careful of that. Now these pyramids can come as triangular pyramids or rectangular. The only one I want you to focus on right now is this rectangular one. However, if it were a triangular, you would multiply the base. Your formula for the base would be base times height divided by 2. Okay? So let's just go ahead and jump into it. Since the base is a square and it's 12 by 12, we're just going to do 1/3 times the base. And the base for this one is 12 times 12. And the height is 5. Okay? Any questions there? Please, again, make sure you ask me at tutoring. And we do 12 times 12 times 5, which is 720. 720 divided by 3 is going to give us 240 feet cubed. Okay, I think that's it for this video. Again, if you have questions, watch the video and then come and find me and talk to me about it. Well, don't find me because I'm at home, but come and talk to me during our Zoom meetings this week. Okay, see ya.